I just be very direct to you. I don't like you.
But at least we are sincere.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Constantine from Moldova. Welcome.
And this is Joy from Hong Kong.
No, I'm from Taiwan.
Okay, from Taiwan.
Living in Hong Kong. Before you travel to China in Hong Kong, what's your stereotype?
About China, I thought it would be less developed than it is. It is a very developed country, very clean, very organized. They are very kind. And about Hong Kong, the stereotypes are that people live in very tiny flats, that people hurry all the time, and people are stressed. On the street, you always see people rushing to somewhere.
Yeah, when I go to work, I just see straight and I ignore everything here.
Exactly.
You stayed 1 month in China before. Did you notice the difference between Chinese culture people or Europeans?
They are more open to help. When I was hitchhiking, there were people who were not driving cars. They went to other drivers and tried to persuade them to take me.
But it would be different from me, because if I'm a Chinese face doing hitchhiking there in China, they just ask me to take a bus.
Same thing if in Europe you would try to hitchhike. They have seen all types of people, so they were not really feel interested.
Do you know the image of the K-pop stars?
Yes, too feminine, both of them. In Europe, people would not be happy with that. In Europe, people would say each person can look like he or she wants. So you cannot demand from a woman to be feminine.
I want to ask you about the beauty standard in Moldova. Girls are very thin, the skin is very white. The makeup style is different, and then the facial expression is different. Taiwan girls, they think this is beautiful. It's the same for guys. They think the beauty standard for girls is like that.
Moldova is a conservative society. For women, they should wear a lot of cosmetics. They should have long hair, they should wear dresses, and men should have muscles and have short hair and have a beard. Girls try to be more attractive to men, so they put a lot of makeup to them.
Give me one example of movie star.
Carrie Bradshaw, maybe? A lot of treatment to hair. So hair don't look really natural, and a lot of makeup.
It's the only country I know men love and the women look unnatural. What about men?
Like Daniel Craig or
Harry Potter.
No. Die Another Day. So just a lot of muscles, blue eyes.
But usually I would say Taiwanese because we watch Hollywood movies. I would say most people, if they think foreign men, they're handsome, usually it's blonde with blue eyes. About Moldova, I only know this is a European country and then it's poor.
80% of people never heard about Moldova. And people who have heard something, yes, think that it's a small place, it's a poor country, and nothing special about it. Don't reserve more than 3 days for it. There is not so much nature there because it's an agricultural country, so you would see fields of vegetables and fruit gardens. We don't have mountains, we don't have sea, we don't have deserts, we don't have pretty much anything. There is a lot of unemployment. Lots of people leave the country searching for a job. There is not always enough money to pay to those who are retired.
You mentioned about poor. Does that affect the young people?
Most of young people, as soon as they are 18 years old, leave the country and go to work to France or Germany or England or Russia or anywhere.
In Taiwan, a lot of young people, if they can speak English, they go to working holiday in Canada, UK, Australia. If they could stay, they just stay there because life is much better. For example, I left Taiwan since 2011, 2012, something like that, and then I never go back and live there. I know Moldova is between Romania and Russia
and Ukraine.
In Ukraine, can you give us a very brief history about the relation between Moldova, Russia, and Romania?
So Moldova used to be a country in the early Middle Ages. It was conquered by the Ottoman Empire, and then there were several wars between Russia and the Ottoman Empire. First, Moldova went into Russia. What is now Romania was created as a sovereign country. During the First World War, Romania has occupied Moldova. Then again, the Soviet Union took this territory, and then again when Germany attacked the Soviet Union, this territory went back to Romania. The policy of Romania was very strict, very nationalist. They disregarded that was a multicultural place, multi-ethnical, multilinguistic. They were trying to make everyone Romanians. So that's how when again the Soviet Union took that territory, there was no reconciliation. And so after the collapse of the Soviet Union, when Moldova became independent, began talks about that two countries should unite because they have same language and same culture. But first, people still remember how Romanians behaved in Moldova when they were occupying it. And second, not only Moldovans live in Moldova, but other minorities. And they would prefer to live in Moldova than in Romania, because in Moldova, Moldova has a tradition of being a multinational, multi-ethnic country, and Romania just wants to make everything Romanian. So ethnical minorities that exist in Moldova would always vote against the unification to Romania. We can travel to Romania very easily, and we see that it's also a very poor country, so there wouldn't be much difference, but we could lose our identity.
In Romania, because they have the same problem, which is a lot of European countries have right now, a lot of people, they leave the country. There's not enough people in the country to work, so they import a lot of people from the very, very poor country.
Because they are too poor even for the Pakistani to be interested. So we don't have this problem of migrants. Actually, the reason for the European Union to absorb Romania was that it wanted cheap labor. So it absorbed Romania, and it made it very easy for the Romanians to travel inside the European Union, to work and so on. And so all people who could work, who had ambitions, went to other countries. And now Romania has lots of problems because it doesn't have enough people to work, and also it doesn't have money to pay.
Personally, do you want Moldova to be in EU?
No, I don't want. If we join the EU, then all people would try to escape Moldova to go to other places to work. It will be more, because joining the EU is like an invitation for them to leave. We have a joke that when Moldova joins the European Union, everyone will leave it. So the last one to leave the country, please switch off the lights in the airport.
If a country joins EU, it will bring the tourism.
People who have a Schengen visa can also go to Moldova.
Oh, so there's no need to...
No need, absolutely. That
and then the price will go shoo.
Yeah, the price will rise, yes.
It's just a foreign country to you, or you still have some special feeling about Russia?
It's more a foreign country, and for elderly who are 40 and more, they have a special relation to it. Another thing, when Moldova was part of the Soviet Union, it had a balance between agriculture and industry. But after the Soviet Union collapsed, then this industry was not needed. We downgraded back to agricultural society. So people who remember the Soviet Union remember the times when we had factories. So people had more choice, and there was a science academy of Moldova. In the Soviet time, Moldova had its own cinema studio. It was making movies in Moldovan language. Also, when there was a Soviet Union, it was easy to travel, it was easy for us to go to the beach, because Ukraine was also same country with us. So you just take a bus, and after 2 hours you are on the beach. But now you have to go through the passport control and everything. It's more long and more expensive.
Will you say the older people, they miss that period of time?
Yes, totally.
The old people now in Germany, if they were from the east side, some of them, they miss that time.
Yes, and this they have a word, Ostalgie. It's Ost in German means east, so nostalgia to the east, Ostalgie. It means they have good recollections about Eastern Germany. There were some advantages of life in Eastern Germany, like you had your job guaranteed. If you lose your job, then the government takes care of you and helps you to get another job. And it's almost impossible to lose your house, to become homeless. So it was very safe. And it had no migrants. But the difference with Germany is that it united with the two German states became one, so it's something positive for Germany. And for us, we were one and we became many, so it is only good for those who rule these countries, because before the rulers of Moldova should keep in mind that if they do something crazy, they will be punished by the central government in Moscow. And now they can do whatever they want. They are not responsible for anything. If you like this video, put your like, subscribe and share.
We never learn anything about it on the textbook or on the news. Or on social media. You
know, social media and news are always making the Soviet Union and Russia monsters. I was also influenced by that. Before going to China, I thought that it was a society where you are always under the surveillance of the government and all people are afraid, but it's not that bad. China is so safe and so clean and so beautiful and so organized. So I would prefer to live like in China, in a beautiful, safe, clean, blah, blah, blah place with this government watching me, instead of living, for example, in the United States that are dangerous and lots of problems. And also, in the same moment, the government is still watching over you. They still know everything about you.
I heard a lot of people saying that. At the end, for me, it's just a choice. I will not say, oh, I love Hong Kong, blah, 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 but I prefer the lifestyle here, like in general for everything. So just to take, to sacrifice, to give up. In Moldova, what's the food culture? Do you have a dish that can represent this?
For Moldova, this dish is called mamaliga.
Mamaliga?
Yes, it's a porridge of corn, national Moldovan dish.
Is it cold or hot?
Hot.
Soup? Okay, hot one.
It's not really soup. You can eat it with a spoon, but it's more solid than a soup.
What's your favorite food when you travel to Hong Kong or China?
My favorite Chinese food is sour sweet pork.
Very, very typical European like this.
Yes, I'm very typical.
Yeah. And what's the food, Chinese food, you don't like?
I don't like noodles with nothing. If the food is too spicy, or if there are noodles with nothing, because if I eat noodles with nothing, after 30 or 40 minutes I'm hungry again. It's very unhealthy. It can make me gain weight. Yes.
I know.
Yes. Chinese people eat so much, but they are all thin.
Russian guys and people from East Europe in their own country. If you walk on the street and you smile, people think you're crazy. Because when they walk on the streets, they just have a poker face. So Moldova is also like that?
Like that, yes.
Okay.
When people in South America meet each other, there is a lot of smiles and hugs and kisses.
Oh, yeah,
but it's not very sincere. What we think about what we have in Moldova is that we don't really smile and do all that, but at least we are sincere. So we just we only smile if we really like someone. Okay,
at least we are sincere. So
yeah,
I just be very direct to you. I don't like you.
Yeah,
something
but
like that.
This changed. When I was a child, people were more straightforward than now. So now we get more westernized, and you get more this formal warmth.
3 words to describe Hong Kong.
Skyscrapers, sea, lights.
3 words to describe Moldova.
Corn, fields, wine.
Now you know Moldova is famous for wine. I don't see them in the supermarket anymore.
Yes, because producers of wine from France, Italy, Spain, Chile, probably Argentina are holding the market. For Moldova, it's almost impossible to send its wine to anywhere. Now the industry is in a very bad situation because our only customer was Russia. But now we cannot send anything to Russia because we don't have our own port. We were depending on Ukraine, and now Ukrainian ports are not operating, so we cannot send our wine to Russia.
Give me some word. Let me try to pronounce.
18.
Again?
Obtprezece.
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 Separate the syllables.
Obtprezece.
Presece.
Obtprezece.
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 Almost.
Okay. So it's like OPTS.
OPTSTR.
Well, what does that mean?
18.
18. Okay. 18. And then 18 in Moldova.
Obtprezece.
In Mandarin is 18. In Cantonese is 18. So this is so difficult.
Yeah, true.
Language in that area, when I see the spelling, is like the vowels are missing. And then you have a lot of T, S, P, L at the end. Like that.
Obtprezece.
Yeah. Obtprezece.
Perfect.
Okay. 领拥包.
领拥包.
Wow! It's not even difficult. My name in Mandarin is 麦瑞怡.
麦瑞怡.
Good, you have the talent. In Cantonese is 麦穗怡.
麦穗怡.
Quite good. Nearly. 香港.
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 Nearly. 港.
港.
香港.
香港.
Nearly.
But in Mandarin it is Shangang.
Oh, you know!
Yes.
Do you know how to say China in Mandarin?
中国.
Yeah. 中国.
中国.
You have the Chinese accent. Oh my goodness.
The names of countries in Chinese are totally different from names of countries in English, for example. That like Sweden is something completely new.
Yeah, Radian.
Radian, why?
I have
Or like
no
Russia
idea.
is LSA. Why?
俄罗斯 or 俄国.
So L. The word Russia doesn't even have this L. It has R. So
I think because they translate many countries, not from now. It could be from a few hundred years, and then it could be a kind of emperor. Yeah. For example, Germany is 德国. So it's because of an emperor. It is pronounced the something. Yeah, began with the something.
How to say France?
法国 or 法国. You just take the F. Thank you so much for sharing your Moldova culture. I hope you can enjoy the very good weather in winter in Southeast Asia now. And then after you will go back to St. Petersburg. 圣彼得堡, yes. So maybe.
I love this St. Petersburg in Chinese.
Bye bye.
See you next time.